Okay, let's talk about your grip just for a second. I don't know what you're sensing when you put your hands on, but you milk the club a lot. Your hands are moving constantly. Mr. Pinnock would roll over in this grave if he saw you come up. This is actually what you're doing if I played it right. Excuse me, I have to keep talking, but you change your position of your hands a lot. Do they not feel comfortable?
No, I think so. No, well,
But I mean, you take them off, you put them on, take them off. But see where your left thumb is? Let's assume that where it says golf pride, if these grips are put on correctly, that's 12 o'clock on the clock. I'm going to stop it. See where your left thumb is right now? See, it's on the left side. Oh, thank you. Get the what? Oh, it's in a box right behind that curtain. It's like 18 bucks. Unfortunately, we had to get it from Korea, so I'm sorry. All right. I think your left hand is weak, and it's really the position of your thumb. You can see it's on this side of the grip. Yeah. See where it is there. And in the regripping of the club, it has to be a security thing. I don't know if that's what you feel, but that's what's happening. But your left hand is pretty weak on the club. I'm going to look at it from down the line just to see where the face is. You really don't ever release the club. If you look at your right arm and your shaft, see how it's in a straight line here? But you would see with a tour player it would really cock that way. And where is it when it's halfway down? And it cock?
yeah.
It should uncock. It's not uncocking. So I think that's why some of your balls that you hit relatively solid go high right. Second reason is I still think you have a little bit of a slide to the right. It's not as much as it was, but it's still just a little bit. You watch it right here, right when you get to that right here, that right knee and that right hip goes out a little bit. It's better than it was though. And I think you get a little bit too linear going forward, so your arms are trailing your body just a little bit. You don't post up that left leg early enough. Remember we talked about the left knee should be straightening sooner, but if you move it too far lateral that way, it won't post up in time. So you lose your ground force. And I think that contributes to why you don't release the club sometimes. When you try to release the club, unfortunately, when you see it go high right, you do it by turning the toe over. And that's why it goes left too. But that's really, I think you need to get this thumb on this side of the shaft. And you're going to feel like the face is closed for a while, but you won't have to use your hands to square the face. You can release it without trying to square it. It'll be already square. Backswing wise, I think your spine's staying more neutral. That's actually pretty good. You did go a little bit to the right, but I think that's too much left, too much lateral. Staying a little bit more centered. You can, in your right foot, see how flat-footed it is right there? You would see that heel being pushed off the ground sooner than that. But you look real draggy at impact, and I typically don't see that with you. You normally release the club a little bit more aggressively. Do you feel like you're holding on to it?
I don't know. I just don't feel confident.
Well, if I was talking to you like a tour player, I mean, if you're going to miss it, I want you to miss it hitting it hard. And you look passive. Um, you don't look very aggressive through the impact. Let me look at one thing in your dress position here. How tall are you? Your Tiger's about 6'1". He's a little meatier than you. All right. Do you see anything different in those angles? I think he's hitting 7. You're hitting a 9, I believe. Maybe it's an 8, I can't remember. But anyway, what do you see different in the angles? All right, I'm going to cheat. So you didn't know the answer, right?
Not really.
Look at the distance between the top of his head line and the ball, and look at yours.
Not really. The closet, yeah.
Mhm.
But the hands are fairly close, similar, right?
Yeah, it's just the whole box. In your box, this rectangle is more this way. His is more that way. He's further from the ball. And so that constitutes slight more bend from his hips because he's further away. Let's do the spine angle. This is from your middle of, sorry, this is from your hip socket to the top of your spine. 57 degrees. I'm going to bet he's 54, 55. Let's say 54. But I think it's because he's further away. I think your knee angles are the same. I think your shaft is at your belt. That's the same. Your arm plane, his arms are slightly more out. But I think, again, because he's further away. The distance from the top of the forehead, let's say you're 6 inches. That's about 10 or 11. Right. So throughout this swing, I think you're going to be crowded. I'm going to see. So the camera moves, or either you move closer to it. I'm not sure. You're going to be a little bit flatter than him, but not a whole lot. His arms are going to be a little bit more in front of him. Your right arm's a little bit more this way. Everything else looks pretty close to the same, right? And I'm going to say that when you get to here, your arms are stuck behind your hips, and his arms are out in front of his hips. That's what I think you're crowded. Because your path is good. There's nothing wrong with the path. They're very similar in path. This is a little bit more in front of him just because his body's out of the way. You're stuck. You just did it. You just did it. Look at the difference in the spacing. Second thing is that his legs, we just talked about that from the other angle. Watch his feet and his legs. I mean, where are you going to get the most impetus, speed?
On the ground.
From the ground.
Yeah.
And you're more, your right hand almost came off this club here. See the gap? I think that's your grip though. Look how much more rotary he is with his trunk in that position right there. And you're really late with your legs and then your chest. And you can tell his right shoulder is lower and turning more this way, and your right shoulder is very high. You're actually
thin too sometimes, right?
Because you're popping out of posture, right? I think the reason you pop out of posture, which is, we talked about tilts, now we're talking about bend points. You're doing it with your spine. He's doing it with his legs. He's pushing off the ground through his legs. His spine is the same.
I don't feel like I have my legs. They're just like standing.
Yeah, your legs are doing nothing but supporting versus leading.
Yeah.
I was teasing you, but I said your dog ain't wagging the tail. So let's see if let's get your left hand stronger, so that's going to help your foot pace. Let's see if we can get more space to the ball. You're going to feel a little bit further away. Your arms could be longer than his. I doubt it. He's black. So just giving you more room to swing. And what you see with these guys, there's twofold. One is they don't really ever let their arms get stuck behind them. They keep their arms out in front of them. He's still inside this golf ball. And if you look at the path that this club's coming in, here's the target line right here. So he's going to now turn back to the left. And the reason the ball doesn't go left is because he has more forward shaft lane. Well, the reason he has more forward shaft lane is his lower body is turning back to the left and around, and you're moving up.